Oh, well, hello there. You caught me reading my book about vampires. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about vampires and vampire bats. So here's one book called Vampires. Here's another one that is called Vampires in Film and Television. And a third book just called Vampires in Mythology. So let's get started. Are there really such things as vampires? Yes, there are. Vampire bats, not vampires. So vampire bats do exist. Vampire bats are found in Central America and South America. They live in trees and caves and buildings. They actually feed on birds, cows, pigs, and some other animals like that. They do that by actually puncturing the body, this outside skin, with their teeth, and then they start licking the blood. So there really are vampire bats that feed on blood. However, there is no such thing as vampires. Vampires, these creatures that will turn into bats, or a bat bites them and they turn into vampire bats that will go out and start looking for the bloody humans or something like that. Those do not exist. That has been legends and myths going back thousands of years. And so over time the creature kind of changes what it looked like and how it behaves. The vampire I'm talking about. So these vampires that we see in stories and books and movies, they have changed over the years. Right up until about the 1800s, a vampire was typically an ugly looking thing, more like something from the living dead, something like that. You would see the zombies, that kind of thing. And around 1879, I believe it was, an author named Bram Stoker wrote a book called Dracula. And he changed the whole appearance of Dracula, making Dracula look very much like a regular human, a healthy human. And this is when he wrote the book Count Dracula. So Dracula was very much a human in his book. And that's the way we kind of then started picturing what vampires were. Because his book was so famous and so many people read it, that's what everybody thinks a vampire looks like. In today's mythology, our stories about vampires, it's changed quite a bit. We now have people like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the movies Twilight, and these all focus on vampires, and the vampires look like everyday people. There's nothing really different about them other than they're vampires. So the comparison from thousands of years ago to today's vampire has changed quite a bit, and we got a more modern looking individual as a vampire. But once again, vampires do not exist at all. Vampire bats, they do exist. So in conclusion, I'd just like to say that find a good book, understand what's going on with vampires and vampire bats, and maybe we'll see you a little later. Oh, one more thing. Have a good day.